together and sit back on your heels, but try not to let the ankles roll, the heels to roll out to the side. You want to almost point them upwards and sit on them. And then drawing the breath in, and then thinking as we're paying attention to the breath and bringing ourselves into our practice, so letting the rest of the day slide away, just coming into the moment. Like thinking of the breath as a circle, so feeling rather than just straight down into the belly, straight out through the mouth. So thinking of it's like this swelling up, it's like a big circle of breath that comes, swelling the belly, rising up through the top of the ribs and out, and then back in again. Inhale, the chest lowers, squeezing the navel towards the spine, so just feeling, or even if it's like a wave, but just a soft movement that ripples up through the body. Okay, and as you ride that wave of the breath, just draw your chin towards your chest, lowering your head, and then blinking your eyes open. Okay, so coming from this position, just coming forward onto your hands and knees, you're going to take the right shin across the left calf. So you kind of want the bone of the right shin to settle in just as the fat part of the calf becomes the thin part of the calf, right under the fat part, and then sit back. And then you'll lift right, and it's like massaging. It may be really sore, it might be fine, but this is the insertion point of the Achilles. So just helping to massage that area to loosen. That's the gastrocnemius, is the fat bit, and then the thin bit is the soleus, and right in between you're trying to get some, so breaking down this connective tissue. And then come forward again, change to the other side. So left shin bone just below the fat part of the calf, sit back, and then just gently bobbing. You can even rock a little side to side, whatever feels like you're getting right into that calf area. Okay, then come back onto knees, tuck your toes under and sit up. If you've been for a run recently, this is a really good stretch for your feet, and also this is the connection, so the Achilles attaches just under the heel, so this is stretching out this connective tissue at the bottom, on the bottom of the foot, your plantar fascia. Okay, then once more come forward, and again right shin bone, call it the gastroc smash, sitting back, so massaging the left calf. And change sides, left over right. Coming into tabletop, and just for a moment moving as you feel. You can swing your hips a little to start to warm up, and then we're going to inhale to cow. So look up, press through the palms, straight arms, tip the tailbone up. And then exhale, rounding through the back, tuck the tailbone under. You can move in circles if it feels good, just coming forward, shoulders forward a little of the wrists, just warming up there as you inhale up to cow, and then exhale, rounding the back to cat. Okay, tuck the toes under and come to stand at the front of the mat. Going to go through 2 rounds of Sun Salute A, Surya Namaskar A, and 2 rounds of Sun Salute B. So standing in mountain, inhale, hands up, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, float forward, tailbone tipping up, reaching for your elbows if you can't reach the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, straight arms, pressing into the shins, lift up your tailbone. Exhale, palms down, step back, roll forward into plank. So you want to press through your palms, lift up between the shoulder blades. Drop your knees if you need to, otherwise tip forward a little, hug the elbows in, and then lower to the mat to come to cobra or up dog. Draw the elbows down so the shoulders away from ears. Exhale, tuck your toes, lifting the hips, coming into down dog. First dog of the day. Just walk the dog a little, paddle the heels slowly, really feeling the stretch through the calves. Don't forget to use your core in down dog. Squeeze your navel to your spine, lift your pelvic floor, get your hips as high as you can, and then inhale up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, step, hop, jump forward to halfway lift, extend the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Exhale, fold, squeeze your core, chest to thighs, and then inhale, lifting up through the thighs, the core, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. So the next one I'm just going to watch, so I'll call standing in mountain. Inhale, raise your arms up, palms together. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend your knees if you need to. Inhale to halfway lift, so palms pressing into your shins, extending through the crown of the head, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, palms down, step back to plank. Rolling, so as you press up between your shoulder blades, roll the eye of the elbows forward so you can bend your elbows by your side, lowering down through Chaturanga. Inhale to Cobra. So flats of the feet down, so Amelie, yeah. And then, so you press the tops of your feet down so you feel your kneecaps lift. And then inhale, lifting up your hips, so tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, come into down dog. Well done. 3 breaths. Then inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, step forward to halfway lift. Bring your palms to your shins and then flat back so you look up. Really squeeze your tailbone, lift your tailbone up, and then exhale, fold. Relax your head down, hold onto your elbows if you can't touch the floor. And then inhale, rising up as you squeeze your thighs, lift up, hands up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Well done. Sometimes it's good if I, sometimes like in the morning sessions, I just stand and call the breath, so then you have to think, rather than me telling you, you have to think about where you're going, so it becomes habit. So now we're going to do Sun Salute B. So this is with chair pose and warrior 1, Utkatasana and Virabhadrasana 1. So standing in mountain, inhale, bend your knees. And those of you who are comfortable with it, you can just keep going if you want to go at your own pace. Bring your arms forward and up, so beside your ears. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Then exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Relax your head. Inhale to halfway lift. Extending through the chest, then exhale, palms down, step back to plank. So rolling forward, lowering to the mat. Inhale, cobra. So press the tops of the feet down so your kneecaps lift. Press your pubic bone down. Draw your shoulder blades down your back, look forward, and then exhale, lowering down, tuck your toes, lift your hips up into down dog. Now coming into warrior one, so bring the right foot up behind, swing it forward, knee to nose, bring the right foot between your hands, then drop the left heel down. Toes are pointing slightly forward, feet are on train track, so you've got hip distance between you. Sink through the right knee. Warrior one, hips level to the front of the mat. Bring your arms up, palms together. Then exhale, palms down. Turn up onto the ball of the left foot, step the right foot back, roll forward into plank. Well done everyone. You can drop your knees if you need to, hug the elbows in, lowering hips and chest to the mat. Inhale, cobra, hug the elbows in. Exhale, tuck your toes. Lift your hips into down dog. Warrior one on the left side. Left leg lifts up, roll forward into plank, knee to nose. Place the left foot between your hands. Drop the right heel down. Coming up, sink through the left knee. Hips level to the front of the mat. Bring your arms up. Look up at your thumbs. Exhale, palms down. Step back. Rolling into plank. Hug the elbows in. Come to chaturanga. This is the low press up. And then lowering to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Tops of the feet and pubic bone pressing down. Shoulders away from ears. Exhale. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips to down dog. So take 3 breaths here. Press through the palms, trying to draw the armpits towards the mat. Lift your hips. Inhale, up on your toes. Bend your knees deeply. Step, hop, jump forward to halfway lift. Palms press into shins. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale to chair pose. And then on the same breath, squeeze the thighs towards each other, reaching up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Well done. So we're going to do another round. And don't worry if you feel like what the hell's going on? I'm trying to catch up. It'll become second nature. So this one I will go through again with you. So standing in mountain, we start in Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend your knees, bring the arms up by the ears, look up at your thumbs, and then straighten the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, palms down, step back, roll into plank. Feel this action of the forearms pressing towards each other. Bend your elbows. Lower to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Bent elbows. Hug the elbows into your side. And then exhale, lowering down, tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up into down dog. Coming into warrior one on the right side. Bring the right leg up behind you. Roll into plank, right knee to nose. Place the right foot between your hands. Drop the left heel down. Sink through the right knee. So this is why you need your feet a little bit apart so you've got space to revolve the hip. Draw the right thigh bone back up, bring the left side of the hip forward so they're level to the front of the mat. And then bring your arms up, look up, exhale, fold. So palms down, step back, roll into plank, hug the elbows to the ribs, lower to inhale, cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. And even here, like activate the legs, so already as you tuck the toes, feel your kneecaps lift off the mat, and then you can lift your hips up and back, or you can come via your knees to make it easier. So warrior one, left side, lift the left leg, roll forward, left foot between the hands, drop the right heel down. Bending through the left leg, hips level to the front, arms up, palms together. So still trying to draw the shoulder blades down so you can curl through the upper back. Look at the thumbs. Then exhale, palms down, step back, roll into plank. Hug the forearms towards each other. Lower into the mat. Inhale to cobra. Exhale to down dog. Take 3 breaths. So just check your hands here. Make sure index finger is pointing towards the top of the mat and the fingers spread from there. And bring more weight into your index finger and the thumb to keep the wrists level. Inhale, up on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Step, hop, jump to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Bring the arms up. Sit down a little, look up. Squeeze the thighs to stand. Palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. I hope you're warm enough now. Okay, so we're just going to do a little kind of variation on a sun salute, but slightly different. So standing in mountain, just close your eyes for a moment. Feel the alignment, pressing all 4 corners of the feet down into the mat. As you press down, feel the thighs lifting up. And as the chest lifts, you feel the core tighten, and then relax the shoulders back and down. Okay, then inhale, open your eyes, bring your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, then hands together, and then exhale, bring your hands to your hips. You're going to take the right leg back for pyramid, so that means you just not back too far as in warrior, just maybe 2.5, 3 feet back, feet hip distance apart. Legs are straight, and you want to draw the left thigh bone back so the hips are level to the front of the mat. Start to tip your tailbone up, so it's like turning the front of the pelvis forward. So keep lifting up through the kneecaps and reaching forward. If you want to do the full pose, Parsvottanasana, is to have prayer hands behind, or you can have fists and just press the knuckles in towards each other, otherwise hands to hips. You then get an opening across the chest as well. But reaching forward, just come to halfway, pull up through the thighs. So you should really feel the front and side, the back and side of the front leg. Press both big toes down. Keep holding it there. If you want to fold, you release your hands, fingertips come down, or you can have your block on the inside and fold towards that. So wherever you're at, one more breath, and then inhale, reach the chest forward, and then bend the left knee, palms down, step back to come through Chaturanga, which is the low press up. Roll forward into plank, lower, cobra or up dog. So cobra, tops of the feet pressing down. Exhale, tuck the toes under, come up to down dog, lift the hips. Inhale, lift the right leg up, lower the left heel a moment, feel that stretch through the back of the left leg. And then come into high lunge, so you're going to roll into plank, right knee to nose, place the right foot between your hands, feet hip distance apart, so wiggle the right foot over a little, or the left, stay up on the ball of the back foot, and then you're going to come up into high lunge. So sink through the right knee, keep the hips sinking down, lift up through the back thigh, your arms come up. And as you reach up, so arms are shoulder width apart, draw the shoulder blades down your back, so shoulders come away from ears. Squeeze your thighs to the midline. It doesn't matter if the back knee is bent, that's probably because the hamstrings are a bit tight. If you can, this is the action, you want to lift up through that back thigh. Okay, then we're coming into peaceful warrior. So you're going to drop the right heel down, as if we're in warrior one, but clasp your hands behind you, lower your head and chest on the inside of the front thigh, push, so you're punching your fists up to the air, up to the ceiling, and try not to rest on the front thigh, so this is building strength in your hamstring. So bending deeply through the right knee, relax your head. Well done. And then inhale, coming up. You're going to step the left foot forward, and we're just going to try a warrior three from here. So bring your hands to your hips. Take the left leg back, so bend through the right knee slightly, left leg goes back, lifting up. You can reach for a block if you need to, or hands to hips, but you're going to roll the thigh under you so the hips are level to the mat. Straighten the standing leg, push through the heel of the left foot. See if you can lift it up high, flex that left foot, flex at the ankle, and then float left foot next to right. Bring your arms up, palms together, look up. Then exhale, hands to hips. Take the left foot back into pyramid, so feet hip distance apart, left toes pointing slightly to the side. Now turn your hips to face the front of the mat, so drawing the right side of the hip back. Lift up through your kneecaps, thighs are strong, reach the chest forward. So again, you can have prayer hands or pressing your knuckles together if you want to add another dimension as well. And you can either stay halfway, pull up strongly through the kneecaps, press through the big toes, or if you want to fold a little more, you can reach for the mat or the block, but here making sure that you don't allow the left side of the hip to go back. You want to keep rolling it forward, pull up through the right thigh. Then inhale, reach your chest forward, bend your right knee, palms down, step back to come into through a vinyasa, so this is our little mini flow, roll forward into plank. Lower to low press up, chaturanga, and then lower into the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Oops, sorry, lift the hips for down dog. And then you're going to lift left leg up, lower the right heel for a moment, then roll forward into plank, left knee to nose, left foot between your hands, coming up into high lunge, so staying on the ball of the right foot, come up, keep sinking, make left knee above left ankle, lift up through the right thigh, bring your arms up. Well done everyone. And making sure as you glance down, make sure you can see the big toe on the inside of the left knee. And then you're going to come into your peaceful warrior. Sweep your hands behind you, bend the elbows, clasp the hands, drop the right heel as if you're in warrior one legs. So you can reach forward and then start to squeeze the elbows towards each other. Lift the fists. Relax head and shoulders on the inside of your thigh. Keep sinking, really feel lengthening and strengthening of the left hamstring. Then inhaling, so reaching the chest forward, coming up, hands to hips, step the right foot forward, but you're going to bend through the left knee and come into warrior three. So start to take the right leg back, flex at the ankle so toes are pointing down, roll the thigh under you, lift up through the standing leg. You can take the arms wide or forward if you can. You can reach for the block if you need that help. And then stand up, float the right leg next to the left. Close your eyes for a moment. Opening your eyes. Inhale, lift your arms up. Feel the kneecaps lift as you press the feet down, chest lifting, core engaged. And then exhale to forward fold. Floating forward, lift your tailbone up. So you want to bend your knees a little so you can relax your head down, fingertips to the mat. Then start to try and straighten the legs. Just find where you're at. Doesn't matter if you don't have straight legs. Okay, and then we're going to come into warrior three again. So we're going to come, actually, fingertips either to the block. Actually, if you have your fingertips to the floor, we're going to take the right leg back. So flex at the ankle, toes point down. Internally rotate the right thigh, keep the left knee bent. So you want to lift up, so it's as if you're squeezing the thighs to the midline but trying to lift the back heel. Reach your chest forward. So trying to get length through the crown and the head, squeeze your core, and then we're going to come into a Shiva squat. So now the right knee is going to tuck in behind the left knee and bend. Keep the right foot off the floor. Curl it in, so relax your head down, keep the fingertips on the floor, and then inhale, lift up again into warrior three. So getting length, reach the chest and the crown of the head forward. Lift up through the back heel. One more, tuck it in, Shiva squat. Curl it in, tuck the right knee behind the left. Last one. Lifting up, extend through the heel, and then float the right foot next to the left and ragdoll. Bend your knees, hold onto your elbows. Then release the arms, unfurl slowly to stand. Okay, other side. Inhale, your arms up. Exhale, floating forward. Then fingertips come forward, so as you lift your chest, fingertips fall below your shoulders. You're going to take the left leg back. So lift the left leg, point the toes down, flex at the ankle, roll the thigh under. Start to lift up through the standing leg. Really reach the chest forward. The core should be really tight here. Suck it in and up under the rib cage. Keep that back heel lifting. And then curl it into Shiva squat. So left knee behind right knee. Sinking down. Curl the head in. And then inhale, lift back up, warrior three. it. So flex the back ankle so the leg is strong. Yeah. Then curl it in again. Shiva squat. So bend the left knee behind the right. Bend the right knee. Well done. Think of your core. Inhale, lift. Last time. Up into warrior three. And then exhale, Shiva squat. And then stand and float that leg next to the right, ragdoll, bend your knees. Okay, come to sit in child's pose for a moment. So knees wide, toes touching, forehead on the mat. Being aware of your breath, using this resting pose to regain the breath, nice and steady. And then inhaling, coming up into downward facing dog. And the way, we're going to come into the warrior poses, but the way I always cue it is to lift the right leg, and this is so that you engage, you use your core, rather than just lifting and swinging the leg forward. You lift the leg up, roll into plank, knee to nose, and come up on that back toe, and then place the leg, because you'll find that that's a progression. If you feel you can only get it to here and then you need help to move it, you'll find how that strength grows. So think of your core. So as you lift, you're stretching through the hamstring, and then knee to nose, press up between the shoulder blades, and the foot comes through. So that's core strength. So right foot forward, drop the left heel down. We're coming up into warrior one again. So again, feet are hip distance apart. Back heel down, but the toes are pointing slightly forward. Bend through the right knee. Hips level to the front, so roll the left side of the hip forward. Bring your arms up. Palms together. So if you need help with straight arms, James Bond fingers. So index finger raised, the other fingers clasped. That helps press that heel of the hand forward. And then feel the back bend. So as you tuck your tailbone under, you'll feel this stretch through the psoas, like the front of the left thigh. Lift up through your chest. Squeeze your core muscles. So don't let the ribs flare open. You want to draw them together. Keep the rib cage firm, and then as you look up, you'll lean back a little. Really strong through the core, squeeze the back muscles. And then inhaling, come forward to warrior two. So now readjust the feet. The back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. The front foot points directly forward. Front heel in line with instep of back foot. Sink through the right knee. And take the feet pretty wide for warrior two. So you really feel that lovely stretch. Take the arms wide. Roll the shoulders up and back. Look over your front hand. So loosening through the cervical vertebrae. And then from here we're going to come into side angle. So take your modifications if you either stop one, bus stop one is here with the forearm on the thigh, excuse me, or the palm to the block or to the floor, but I suggest we stay either up on the block or bust up one. And then keep sinking the hips, press the knee into the shoulder or the forearm, lift and use, sweep the top arm up and over. Side angle, feel the outside edge of the back foot pressing into the mat, reach the fingertips away. Roll the left side of the ribs open. So you're kind of looking up under your armpit. So it's a hip opener and a twist. And then exhale, rolling onto the ball of the back foot. Come through a vinyasa, so a mini sun salute. Palms down, step the right foot back, roll into plank. Hug your shins and your thighs together. Tip forward to low press up, lower to the mat for up dog or cobra. Tops of the feet, pubic bone, press in, draw shoulders away from ears. So really feeling this back bend. But as you press the pubic bone in, you should feel that that protects your lower back as you engage your core. And then exhale, tuck the toes under. If you want to activate the thigh muscles here, so you can lift straight up or come via your knees, up into down dog. Take 2 breaths. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Roll forward into plank, left foot between your hands. Drop the right heel down, warrior 1. So as you come up, bring the arms up, James Bond fingers if you need them. So sinking through the left knee, make sure you can see the big toe so the knee isn't rolling inwards. It's very common that we're weak on the inner thigh and short on the outer, so that it's an imbalance, so the knee might be like this. Not good. So you want to make sure we're using this vastus muscle. And then as you press through the palms, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Squeeze the ribs. It's like you're really squeezing your core. Start to lean back, so not just dropping the head back. It's like a upper body loop. And then coming into warrior 2. Feet go wide, back foot parallel with the back of the mat. Squeeze your shoulder blades, so as you roll the shoulder blades up and back, squeeze them towards each other, slide them down your back. Keep sinking through the left knee. Look over the front hand. You can look back to adjust, see, you might be tilted or... And then thinking of your what modification you're going to do for the side angle pose, Parsvakonasana. So either your forearm, start with your hand on your sacrum, so forearm to the thigh, or you can come, sorry you're seeing the back of me, but, and then squeeze the arm and the knee towards each other, keep sinking the hips, sweep that top arm up and over, and you'll see rather than rolling the chest down, the back view of me is I'm rolling open the rib cage, reaching, so palm faces down, and then turn the thumb up to the ceiling. So you're looking up under your arm, rolling the rib cage open. And then exhale, come onto the ball of the back foot, palms down, take a vinyasa, so step back, roll into plank. Lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to down dog. And then we're going to come down onto our knees. Just sit back in the pose you were at in the beginning, but if you have you've got a towel with you, just rolling it quite thinly, or you can just use a cushion, but we're going to put this behind our knees. So just quite a thin roll. Press it, so lean forward so you can push the towel roll right in behind the knees. Keep the toes pointing. knees are hip distance apart and sit back. Feels really weird. But this is a little bit like, you can kind of bob up and down if that feels a bit better, but this is like the gastroc smash we were doing earlier, that it's putting pressure, breaking up that connective tissue of the fascia, that webbing that wraps over the muscles. So come forward, just let the blood flow again. So that's, it's nice for the feet, it's almost like it gets a pump of blood as you come forward to help move fluid. Okay, sit back again. Stay where you are, just check the time. Okay, then taking the towel roll away, we're going to lift up into down dog and come into pigeon. So bring the right knee behind the right wrist, and then the toes are pointing, the right toes are pointing across and down, and then slide the left leg back and flatten the foot. Walk your fingertips back. So what you're trying to do, and you can keep your towel roll or your cushion near you. So we're trying to sink the hips, but try and even the hips. So rather than rolling to the side, trying to keep the hips level. So if you need to prop that right hip with your cushion, that might help. But feel here the back bend as well. So again, we're not just collapsing, we're using the core. The core is stretching, but it's helping, it's engaged, but there's length here. So this is helping, and it should be helping any pinching in the lower back. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. We're going to stay here for a moment. If you wanted to try to bend the left leg behind you, so you can bring the block to the outside of the right knee and place your hand on it. So you can either stay where you are, or you can do a quad stretch as well, which is to take your hand to the top of the foot, draw the foot towards your buttock, but you're trying to keep the chest lifted, keep sinking the hips. Okay, then release. If you can, you'll walk your hands forward. Keep the hips level. If you're able to, you can fold forward, but just finding where is enough for you. So even if it's forearms, but try to keep the chest reaching forward. And no pain in the knee. So if you've got any pain in the knee, come out, because you can do this lying on your back. The ultimate pigeon pose is with your shin actually parallel to the front of the mat, but that means a lot of hip rotation. So then, wherever you are, coming back up onto your palms, tuck your left toes under to move your foot forward a little, and then lift the right leg up, give it a little shake, get the blood back in. Down dog, 3 breaths. Inhale, bring the left knee behind the left wrist. So again, pigeon but on the left leg. So you might want to prop that left hip, otherwise you're going to toes pointing across and down the other side of the mat. Slide the right leg back. Walk your fingertips back beside the front knee. Sink your hips. So if you need to prop the buttock there, you can. And either stay like that for the moment, keep the core engaged, keep sinking the hips. If you want to come for the quad stretch as well, and point the toe behind you, reach around right arm to right foot. This is leading towards king pigeon, which is when you balance on both knees and reach your both hands behind to grab your foot, which I don't have the flexibility for that, but that's what this is modification of. Okay, then start to release the foot if you were holding onto it. Walk your hands forward. If you can fold, then fold. But trying to keep the hips level. What we're aiming for here is a stretch through the thigh and the glute. So if that's not where you're feeling it, then try and readjust. And hopefully no shooting pain. There's a difference between a muscle stretching and a muscle coming unattached from the joint. So hopefully you know the difference. Okay, then walk the hands back towards, palms down. Tuck the right toes under. Lift the left leg up. Give it a little shake. Down dog. Okay, then come to sit. Legs out straight. Actually, you need to lie back. Take your arms wide. Bend your knees, feet on the mat, and then lift your legs straight up. And you want the legs to be engaged, so nice and strong. So flex the ankles. So toes pointing down. And then you're going to really press, so you want to engage your core muscles, so press your lower back into the mat. Press your arms are wide, your palms are pressing down. You're going to squeeze your ankles and thighs towards each other. Lower the legs to the right, together. And then lift. Only go as far as you can keep straight legs. It doesn't matter if it's not too far. And then lower to the other side. So just a little way, trying to keep the shoulders pinned down, lift them back up. If it's too much, you can bend your knees, so just once more each side, trying to push through the sole of the foot, trying to not drop the feet. Use your breath. Last one. Inhale, bend your knees, drop the feet to the mat. So hug your right knee to your chest. Hug your left knee. Okay, both feet down on the mat. Now lift your hips slightly. You're going to place your hands under your buttocks a little. So we're going to have straight legs up, and then you're going to lower one at a time. So you want to have the hands as like stability. So here, point your toe. Lift one leg up, and then flex to lower. So you're going to lower with a flexed heel and then point to lift, and then the other one, flex at the ankle down, just hover above the mat and then point to come up. Nice and steady. But really making sure you're pressing the lower leg, the lower back, down into the mat. So if it feels too much, you can just do one leg at a time with one foot on the floor, knee bent. Okay, so one more each side. Bend your knees and just gently rock a little side to side, roll the knees round, just small circles, and back the other way. Okay, then you're going to take cross with the legs in the air. This is cow face legs. So see how, if you can, you're going to cross the legs and then bend the knees. Take hold of the tops of the feet. So it's like, if you can, it's opposite hand to opposite foot. So it's like legs are crossed, and then I'm taking my left hand to my right foot and my right hand to my left foot, if you can, to lie back, and this is trying to reach, so drawing the feet towards your chest almost, and you should feel the leg that's on top. It's a really strong stretch through the hip. Does everyone know what I'm quite right? Try and keep both feet lifted. It's like Gomukhasana legs. So if you were sitting down, you'd be, so you're trying to get the knees crossed and hold on to the ankles, but lift both feet. But you're actually lying down, if you can, and then you draw the feet towards you. You cross at the knees, not the ankles. Anna? Yeah, so you want to cross the legs first. Okay. That's work in progress, that one, I think. We'll do figure 4. So lying back, bring the right ankle across the left thigh, thread the needle. So both hands around the left thigh. The left leg is just loose. Flex the right ankle and then draw the left thigh towards you. Yeah, we've all got that one. And if you want to deepen it, take hold of the shin, but you want to try and keep the head and shoulders on the mat. Okay, release. If anyone did get the hang of Gomukhasana legs, then do that. Otherwise, do figure 4, thread the needle on the other side. So if you're doing Gomukhasana, you cross the legs above the knees, lift your knees, and then your feet are going opposite directions. Take hold of your foot and draw them away from each other. Otherwise, just do figure 4. Okay, and release, unravel. And come into Shavasana, relaxation. So pop your socks on, get cozy, turn the lights off, however feels comfortable for you to come and relax. lie nice and flat. You can even turn your camera off if you want to. There's no need for, if you don't want me to. But this is the most important pose, to be lying down, allowing the body to completely relax. You've worked hard. Just let the muscles recover. And with each exhalation, allowing the body to relax even further. So wherever you feel you might be holding tension, just taking your thoughts there on the next exhale. If you feel that your thoughts are wandering, then with eyes closed, just look forward, look into your eyelids, on the inside of your eyelids, and just see if you see any colours, any shapes floating in front of you. You may think you see nothing, but often we can see colours, sparks. And then just release your eyeballs, let them roll into the back of your head. Bringing your awareness back to the sounds around you, starting to move fingers and toes. Taking a nice long stretch. And then when you're ready, curl onto your right side for a moment. Eyes closed, press yourself into a seated position, facing me. Inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Bring your palms together at your heart center, lowering your head and opening your eyes. Namaste.